today?
For starters, Surabhi, if markets open here, there's no entry. You can't enter 6% higher on the Nifty. A lot of stocks, index stocks, if they open 10% higher, that straight away freeze. I think what you'll have in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and do remember we had a bit of a surge in last hour as well yesterday. So it's a very there will be always this fear of missing out is the most powerful emotion in the market. And I think a lot of people will have that today, but you'll have to get rid of that. You'll have to wait for the market to give you either some kind of dip or the market to give you a message that perhaps the breakout is failing. One of these two. In the first 2 hours or 3 hours, it will be very easy to get trapped in this kind of a market. But yes, for whatever it's worth, today the screen would be really lit. At least in the first hour, you will see that. And like Lata was saying, I think the market will perhaps test the yesterday's high of SGX Nifty and not just today's high. So in that sense, we are in for a 400-450 point kind of gap up. It will straight away take us above the 95.33 mark. Remember, yesterday we had a false breakdown. We broke the range on the downside. It looked like the market's broken down. That didn't happen ultimately. So let us see. There are too many moving parts right now.
Oh yes, absolutely too many moving parts, and we shouldn't forget that there is a global moving part also. Although at this point in time, the Asian indexes have actually come off their lows. Nevertheless, we have to look at those global skies in the commodities and the currencies. Manisha Gupta, good morning. Can you quickly tell us what we should keep our eye on?
Well, clearly on the kind of data that we are expecting in the day today, you have the Fed Chair Powell's statement today in the evening, and the markets are expecting to hear a lot from that. So ahead of that, we've seen the dollar go on a bit of a defensive. After the gains that we saw in last couple of days, today we've seen a bit of a decline come in for the dollar. That in turn has been supportive for the crude oil prices, where we are holding gains. Yesterday was a good day, nearly 2 to 6% in both crude varieties is what we saw as gains, trading flat slightly now. On one side, it is about the US inventories which have surged, but the US production has seen a decline to 11.9, and this is from 13.1 that we saw as a record high in the month of April. So the production cuts seem to be kicking in right now. The other thing is Saudi Arabia saying that they are going to deepen production more than what they have committed in with OPEC and allies, and that seems to be supportive. So even as we are just 5 to 6 days away from the expiry on 19th May, the volatility is less and the sell-off really isn't coming into the market. So some consolidation coming in for crude, which is a positive. In the metal prices, well, the last week was good. We started this week on positive. Doesn't seem to be holding like that. Barring copper, nickel, lead, which has seen strong gains in last 24 hours. The other metals are still trading on the weaker side. The second wave of infection is what's worrying the markets, but more stimulus measures will continue to come in is what is supporting. So we seem to be trading volatile, but within a range now.
Okay, thanks a lot for that, Manisha. It's evolving, and therefore we need the experts. Ramdev Agarwal, Chairman, Motilal Oswal Financial Services, joins us. Good morning, Ramdev. Pleasure having you with us this early.
Good morning.
As a stock investor, what do you do? Is this enthusing you enough to remain invested, to increase your investments?
Yes, I mean, market was holding back, holding at this level because of the promise of stimulus, clearly, and what Honorable Prime Minister yesterday talked about is clearly from the market. It is very clear that it is much bigger than anybody's imagination. Now it is a question is what is there in the retail? What is the real stimulus and what is the liquidity stimulus and what is the financing to the government itself? Because I'm not a macro guy, but I think every constituent in the economy that needs a stimulus. First, central government itself, then state government, then the middle order corporates, and then of course the masses, the poor, so in what form everybody gets their piece of action in this 20 lakh crores is to be seen.
Yeah. Ramdev, hi, good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us. As I said, the market was holding on because it was expecting this stimulus. But do you think there's a risk that this rally will get sold into, especially because we don't have good data points. If you look at the IIP, or if you look at the near-term numbers and NPA problems, so is there a risk of this rally getting sold into, Ramdev?
I don't know the technical part of it, but one thing which works is buy on rumor, sell on news. So once it is done, that entire announcement will happen, and then we'll go into the details of it, and something will be below expectation and something will be above expectation. So then real economy, whether actually, it is not about next 1 month or 2 months. I think markets are about much longer term. And whether this particular, the way Prime Minister spoke yesterday, land, labor, liquidity and law. So liquidity, we understand very clearly what exactly is meaning. Half of it is already done. 10 lakh crores is, I think, almost done. Some more will come by way of credit guarantee. So then the actual fiscal write-up will be very limited in terms of actual damage to the budget of government. But I think other things like land, labor and law, these three are non-financial, I would say, but that could have the biggest impact. As Datta was saying that in 91, 92, when Manmohan Singh did, just by one stroke of pen, finishing of the licensing regime, that had the biggest impact, and it lasted for almost 20-25 years of good amount of growth. Can there be some removal of hurdles at this juncture, using this opportunity and remove some of the hurdles in land acquisition, labor flexibility, and all kinds of jungle of laws? Can it be cleared up?
Okay. Ramdev, good morning. In fact, that was my follow-up question as well. While this might be very good for the medium to long term, but will the market be able to appreciate it? Or will it be more about the here and now and the fourth phase of the lockdown and the fact that, we're not getting into a full-fledged opening perhaps anytime soon?
No, but this is preparation to the opening. I think all the economists and the advisors to the government, they clearly told us that while it is being locked down, there's no point in giving the stimulus. They will time the stimulus with the opening up. So I would think that the very announcement of stimulus package is announcement of opening up. So there will be, because there are some hotspots which have to be taken care of, and that will be dependent on state government. So now the whole slogan is to live with the COVID rather than just lock it down. That seems to be the message to me, at least.
Okay. Given all the news that we know and don't know, Ramdev, how are you approaching sectors or stocks? Do you think that, we will have to bet on demand, so you would go the consumer way? Do you think it's time one looked at finance because it has been beaten down so much? How are you thinking sectors?
Yeah, so, a portfolio is already there and it is getting hit with the index or whatever. And financials is very large part of, banking itself is about 30% of the portfolio, and we were fully loaded. Even now we are almost there. I'm little underweight on the lenders, because the nature of the lenders is that everybody's problem get consolidated and get into the balance sheet of lenders. And lenders take it on their own balance sheet, in the sense that their own net worth. You commit any problem, whether it is voluntary or involuntary, the problem comes to my net worth, and hence my solvency, and hence my survival. And then on top of it is stock market, the way they view it. So I think the lending in this kind of uncertain environment, whether COVID or any other time, global financial crisis or even Y2K collapse, I think the stress, definitely first level, the stress falls is the financial sector. And this point of time, when the lockdown is there, it is a properly centered around financial sector. So the maximum hit is there, and the maximum opportunity for this particular package to address is the problems of lenders. And I think liquidity boost or liquidity management, flowing of liquidity to the various segments of the markets, including to the government, is what is going to be the main theme of this. I would be very, I would not expect much of direct injection of any direct benefit to the large corporates. That will be, in fact, they have been saying that what I have been hearing is that in the past, particularly in GFC, the experience is not good. In fact, a lot of bad lending happened because of some kind of stimulus in 2008-9. So they would avoid what went wrong in 2008-9 by way of learnings,
Okay.
and they will do different things. So it remains under wrap what exactly is there.
Sure.
So let's see how it works out.
Okay. Yeah, Ram, they were running into market opening. By the way, pre-open settled 4% higher on the Nifty, but focus on the bank Nifty, 6% higher on that, 1155 points. Ramdev, what about the economy facing stocks now? Autos, cement, infrastructure. This pop that we will have. Do you think it's time to, put some money into some of these stocks, especially names like autos?
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I think the best way to, if I had a little bit of say anywhere, I would have cut the GST this 28% to 18% in one shot without even bothering about what it is. I mean, just rationalize this in one shot. Whatever is the stress, take it, and make sure that none of the corporates take 1 penny out of it. Everything is passed on to the consumer. So today, if I can't put more money in the hands of the people, at least make the things cheaper for the people at large, and make sure that nobody profits out of it. So I think it is doable, but whether they do it that way or not, and in that 28% category, cement and autos are the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ramdev, you said it, every industrialist thinks that way. You create growth, create demand, and then the rest will take care of itself. That creates its own income, the demand, the taxes that will be paid, the income that will be created, the jobs that will be created. Take your point. But Ramdev, we will need your advice. We will need your advice after the steps are announced by the Finance Minister. So thank you very much for joining us. We will touch base with you after 1 o'clock. The markets have opened not quite where their pre-opening settled, but very close. 3.7%, 3.8 higher, 350 higher, if not 450 higher. And the Sensex as well up about 1200, even if it's not 1400. So it's a great start. And Nifty Bank also is starting higher. And I expected this outperformance from the Nifty Bank. One, because it was beaten down so much, and two, because that's where the relief will have to come. So that index also holding all its gains at over 6%. I just want to tell you that today is also the ex-rights price of Reliance, so that may also have an impact on the index itself and on that stock, of course. So what are the big gainers? Okay, we don't have any of those big 10%er gainers. Grasim, Hindalco, ITC, Z, UPL, all those stocks up about 2 to 3%. Let's see if there's anything in the red at this point in time. Well, just the strong, sturdy ones, Nestle, TCS, HCL Tech, Wipro, Infosys, the pharma IT variety, and maybe a bit of FMCG, which will not be impacted. Everything else is in celebratory mode. Vedanta is up 10%, so that's the delisting impact. Okay, now we are getting bigger gains. ICICI 7-8%, Maruti about 7%, Axis 6%. M&M 6%, Bajaj Finance. Okay, it's finance all the way. All the top 10 has about 8 finance stocks. There's only Maruti, M&M, and Vedanta, okay, which are not finance stocks. Actually, no, even Hero Moto is joining the gang. So it's auto and finance that's doing exceptionally well. Ramdev should be a very happy man. A lot of auto is doing very well. But Surabhi, quickly, the mid caps, they are not the frontliners, but they're also up 2.7%.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it's risk on in the market for now, Latha, and that's reflecting in some of the economy-facing stocks as well. Take a look at BEML, which is up about 10 to 11%. Some of the road contracting companies like Ashoka Buildcon, NCC, these stocks have started off on the positive side. And then financials as well, tier 2 financials, whether it's a Federal Bank, whether it's an Equitas, Shriram Transport Finance, lots of these mid-cap financial stocks are bouncing back in a big manner. Let me also talk about some of the movers and shakers. Very interesting moves on Bandhan Bank. It is holding on to a gain of about 7 to 8%, despite the fact that 70%